Welcome, hockey fans, to Cockburn Ice Arena for this third TANGE game of the day between Queensland and New South Wales. New South Wales, the home team designate, defending the goal to our right. Queensland to our left. With me in the broadcast penalty box here, Finley Gordon, Perth Thunder player, and Mr. Magic with the puck. Some of the goals I've seen this young man score of the spectacular variety. Finley, welcome.
I've got a feeling there will be some more spectacular goals today with the teams playing. Really strong New South and Queensland teams, both coming off a big win the other day that I saw. Really stoked to be here.
Welcome. We'll go through the lineups for today's game. We'll start with the away team. I'll do the away team. You can do the home team. From Queensland, number 2, Nathan Fixter. Number 4, Barrett Mannix. Number 11, Fred Hawes. Number 12, Winston Mannix. Number 19, Jackson Stanek. And number 20, Jace Haley. Number 24, Didier Dalgety. Number 28, Bryce Hodges. 42, Oliver Smith. 44, Ozzie Partridge. Number 47, Jack Molly. Number 55, Sammy Rippon. Number 77, Hunter Boland. Number 81, Alex DeGraff. 87, Mason Lumpton. In goal, Kayla Arthur, number 1, and Liam Robinson. The coaching staff, Nathan Dale, assisted by Taffy Smith and Matthew Summers. And Rachel Hawes is the team manager. I just met Nathan walking over to the bench. Just arrived in Australia 3 months ago and taken over the coaching role from Vancouver, BC. So welcome to Nathan to hockey in Australia. Finley?
Well, for the New South team today, we have number 2, Benjamin McGrath. Number 3, Ethan Elford. Number 7, Taj Lowry. Number 9, Gustav Remler Jensen. Number 10, Max Boo. Number 11, Czeslev Kulinic. It's a cool name. Number 18, Aki Hearn. Number 19, Colmy Schumack, whose brother is also playing in the Ginsberg tournament. Number 22, Aidan Downey. Number 26, Thomas Garris. Number 29, Logan Brody. Number 35, Aidan Lee. Number 37, Samuel Nalos. Number 39, Ruben Nalos. Number 59, Declan Downey. Number 77, Jacob Zill. Number 79, Hayden Boyd. And for the coaching staff, we have the head coach, Derek Downey, assisted by Anthony Zarkos, and the team manager, Reba Mega.
And the goaltenders for Team New South Wales, Louis Mahar and Kai Stoli. I suspect Mahar will get the start for this game. 45 is the starting goalie for Queensland, Liam Robinson, and number 1, Kayla Arthur, not in goal. We're just waiting for the confirmation for the New South Wales starting goaltender. The officials for today's game, referee Luke Power and Jake O'Brien with the red armbands on. And on the line, Stuart Willis and Jamison Harris.
I think New South Wales might be in a bit of trouble with Liam Robinson in net. He had a great game the other day. Really a big presence in net.
Yeah, strong goaltender. And Queensland, though, showed some power on that first night, beating Western Australia 6-4 in an exciting matchup earlier today. It's New South Wales over ACT. That score, a big score, 12-1, as ACT outmatched by New South Wales. So what do you think today's game, Finn?
I think this is a big one for both teams. Obviously, Queensland coming off a big win over WA, and New South Wales an even bigger win over ACT. I feel it'll be a lot of adversity for both teams. It will be a tough game for both of them, and it's perseverance that will get either team through.
So New South Wales, Victoria, and Queensland, now South Australia, each with 1 win apiece. Western Australia 0-2 and ACT 0-1 in this tournament so far. Today's scores, we'll get those up to you and get eSports Desk up to date. As we saw previously, in South Australia with a late goal to win 2-1 over Western Australia. And just getting confirmation, in goal for Queensland. That is 45, I believe it is. Louis Mahar Meager, depending on what part of the world you're from. I've been using the term interchangeably as we get set for the opening face-off. Brody up against number 44 for Queensland, Partridge, and that gets fired down the ice. That'll go for icing.
Well, even though Queensland won the face-off, they end up having a defensive zone face-off, so I'm not sure that's what they were going for.
Yeah, you gotta get possession. You gotta make sure you get the red line. To the net. Oh, and number 29 for South Australia or New South Wales, excuse me, Brody tries to go short side high. Back to the front of the net comes the puck, out the other side, chipped up the boards, can't get it out of the zone. Back to the blue line, that's number 9, Remler Jensen. He gets it on net. He had a hat trick in this morning's contest. So the goalie just listed as spare goalie on eSports Desk, so I'm still not sure who that is. I'm assuming it's Mahar. Face off to the left of the goal, right of the goaltender, our left. Won by New South Wales to the net, back door. Just missed the opportunity, back in front, and there it is. Logan Brody buries it on the rebound, striking quickly against this Queensland side. 37 seconds into the first period.
It almost felt inevitable with that shift. That was 3 or 4 shots from really close in. Can't say I'm surprised, but that is their strongest line. They did put up a combined 15 points over the last game, so good start for New South. Let's see how Queensland bounce back.
Yep, face off back to center ice. Molly up against number 19 for New South Wales, Schumack. Back into the zone, pinned to the boards by number 4, Mannix. Back in the corner, Mannix, he can't get control of it, and New South Wales takes possession up the half boards, chips it off the boards. Backhand pass to himself was number 47, Molly. Gets it to the blue line. Back comes New South Wales. Good stick by the defense of Mannix. Over onto the left-hand side and back into the zone. Mannix after it. He catches up to it first. Gets it to the front of the net. Oh, and just misses the stick of number 4, Barrett Mannix. Back into the Queensland zone. Number 44 with it. Gets tied up behind the goal. It comes away with it, chips it out along the boards to the blue line, and out it comes. Partridge gets a stick on that puck. Shouldn't be icing. Called off. Back to the blue line, number 81. He chips it into the neutral zone. Partridge after it. Now Schumack. Oh, and a fan on that pass, and Schumack almost caught up to that in the slot. Back into the Queensland zone it goes. Hard around. To number 19, he chips it to the blue line. Out it comes. 3 Queensland players. Stanek over the line, gets it to the front of the net. Just missing that was the Queensland alternate captain, number 47, Jack Molly, in over the zone. Good stick again by Queensland. Number 24, he gets it up onto the wing to 97 or 87, Mason Lumpton. Back into the zone. Number 9 for New South, Remler Jensen. He looks strong out there. Back D to D. He brings it out of the zone, down the right-hand side. Tries to chip it. Good stick by number 47. He gets it behind the net to the front of the net. Paddle down by the goaltender. To the front of the net. Scores on the rebound. Then takes the hit. Cross-check to the head. And Remler Jensen, after the goal, he'll go to the box, but Queensland ties it.
Other than Jack Molly's immense skill, one of the things he's known for is being able to take a hit. Playing a lot of games in AIHL this season, one of the smallest guys with a cage. He obviously gets a lot of physicality his way, so I'm sure he'll be back on the ice soon. Bit of a frustration play from New South Wales, but way to bounce back from Queensland after that quick goal against the same line that scored it.
That penalty, roughing, after the goal is scored. Definitely hit contact there. 1-1 the score. Molly from Dalgety gets the rebound in the slot. Remler Jensen now in the box. And Queensland will go on to a power play. DeGraff comes onto the ice. That is number 1, Kai Stoli, or Nick Stoli, I believe it is. It says Kai Stoli on the esports desk. Pending the goal for New South Wales. Back comes Queensland on the power play. They set up in the zone, pass it back. Back comes 29. He steals it. Brody gets into the zone, looking for an option, takes it hard to the net. He's on the power play, or penalty kill. I guess it would be called a power kill with the pressure pit being put on. But out comes Queensland. They're coming back 3-on-2 over the blue line, over the into the New South zone. Looking for a pass across, just missing on the one-timer. And out comes New South. Back comes number 12, Mannix with it. That's Winston Mannix behind the goal. Brody gets it to his the defensive partner, and they get it out over the line. Back comes Queensland. That's number 19 with it, Jack Stanek, to the front of the net. That just goes wide. Back to the front of the net, off the pad of the goaltender. Back into the corner. Number 18 behind the goal with it. Aki Hearn, he overskates it. Brings it out slowly. Backhands it to the blue line and past Stanek. He can't keep it in. Circles back in behind the net. Stolen to the front of the net. Good play by New South Wales. A great save in goal by Leon Robinson. Back to the front of the net, to the point. Fires a shot high. That's number 50 for New South Wales. 59, Declan Downey. Back into the Queensland zone it goes. Penalty's over. Back in the zone comes New South Wales. That's going to go for icing as number 19 for New South Wales.
That was a massive save by the Queensland goalie there. That was a double save on the rebound as well. Great pass by Ruben Nalos, though, across the ice.
You would have played with a few of these guys at Worlds and Nash Camp and so on, Finley, so you're familiar with the play.
Well, last time I played with Ruben Nalos, who's about a foot shorter, so it's a bit odd seeing him this tall. Still the player, still a great player.
D to D, up to Bolin. Bolin up onto the wing, chipped into the zone by Barrett Mannix. Behind the goal it goes. Out comes New South Wales. On the rush, down the right-hand side. Hard shot off the glove of the goaltender. And out of the zone it comes. Back comes Mannix. He chips it in deep. Oh, and he takes a big hit from behind. And that's Garris, I think. He'll go to the box. No, not Garris. No, it's number 59, isn't it?
Declan Downey, I think.
Declan Downey. Check from behind.
It's another undisciplined penalty from New South Wales, though.
2 minutes for interference to New South Wales. Back to the blue line. Fans on the shot. Gets it to the front of the net. Again, back to the blue line. Kept in by Mannix. And fired out just over the blue line. After at number 7 for New South Wales. Chips it into the Queensland zone. D to D pass. Off the skate of Molly. He takes it in. Onto the half boards. To the front of the net, hard, deflected back behind the goal. Molly brings it out front onto the half boards on the far side. Tries the seam pass. Bounces off Mannix's stick. Behind the goal. Almost knocks down the Queensland power play Molly that was. Around the boards it goes, fired down the ice. Out comes Robinson. He sets it up, fires it up the ice, trying to hit number 20 for Queensland, sitting on the far blue line, back to the front of the goal. Minute left in this power play. Rimmed around the boards, picked up by number 81, DeGraff, and that's rimmed around the boards. New South Wales to the front of the net, scores! Logan Brody.
It's almost a mirror image of the last goal he scored from behind the net, back in front.
Perfect pass right on the tape.
That's a harder finish than it looks like. That's a great finish.
And he was sort of fading backwards when he fired that puck into the low right-hand side. And we can see on the replay here from the net cam into the corner goes the New South Wales player. And boom, down on one knee, he buries it low to the stick side.
Brody coming off a 5-goal, 2-assist game against ACT. And at this rate, he might repeat it.
We'll see. Queensland a stronger team, but still, Brody's a very skilled player. Queensland off the draw, gets it up to Smith, over the blue line, into the corner. Fire back down the ice, onto the goal. Robinson sets it up. 30 seconds in this power play. 20 seconds, I should say. Into the zone goes number 20, Haley. Back behind the goal. It pops out in front in the face-off dot. New South Wales, they just fire it down the ice. That'll do it for the penalty. Penalized player back on the ice. Up the middle, picked off. That's not a guy you want to give the puck to, and it ends up in the back of the net. Brody pounced on that clearing attempt right up the middle of the ice at the blue line and fires it top shelf where Mama keeps the peanut butter.
Well, I might have jinxed it earlier from the last face-off. That's his 3rd goal of the first period.
A natural hat trick, as they call it. (3-1) New South Wales. Brody started it off from Boo and Remler-Jensen. Molly responded from Dalgety. Then Brody from Schumack. Nice pass out of the corner by Schumack. And I didn't see who passed that one out, but, well, actually, it was passed out by the Queensland player. So that should be Brody unassisted. His 8th goal of the tournament so far. Out comes Queensland. Chipped it to an area and skates onto it. That's Molly over the blue line. He takes it in hard to the net. Takes the shot. Off the shoulder, I think, of the goaltender. Back to the front of the goal. Bouncing around. Queensland mounting a comeback attempt here. Bouncing back on this shift. Getting some pressure on in the New South Wales zone. Fired it behind the net. Good spinorama move by the Queensland forward to avoid that check. And it gets ripped around to the point. Kept in by Dalgety. Off the skates, between the legs by number 7 for New South Wales. Up onto the blue line, and he fires it in to the Queensland zone. Chipped up into the neutral zone. Just avoiding a hit was Haley. Back comes New South Wales. Picked up by Mannix. He goes over the blue line. Racing with number 2 for New South Wales. McGrath into the corner. Queensland gets it out into the slot. Takes the shot off the blocker of the goaltender into the corner. Kept in. Nice keep in by Queensland. Breaks to the front of the net. Wide open. Takes this backhand shot. Tries to get it on net, goes wide, deflected.
Been a really strong 2 minutes from Queensland here right after that goal. Really showing some perseverance and some resilience here. What's that, 4 or 5 shots in the last minute?
Good bounce back for sure, and back they come looking for more. New South Wales, they get it. Patience as number 7 gets it back to the D. May go D to D behind the goal, missed the pass. Up towards it comes. Failed to chip it in was 56. Rippin, but back into the zone. Number 87 after it. Down the ice. No icing. Picked up on the half boards. Good forecheck by number 39, Nalos. That's Ruben Nalos. Stretch pass up to 87. Lupton, he can't catch up to it. New South Wales has some speedy defense back there, so they're hard to beat. Up onto the dasher boards. Puck gets stopped, and then in comes Brody again, looking for his 4th in a row. To the blue line, Haley, he chips it up. To DeGraff, he misses a check. So he goes into the corner after the puck. Hit by the New South Wales defense, back on the play. Number 55 keeps it into the zone. Rippin. Around the boards it comes. New South Wales, they try and get it out of the zone onto the stick of the New South Wales player, Queensland player, Mannix. He dumps it back in the zone. So most of the play in the New South Wales half of the ice at least. And some good opportunities in their defensive zone by Queensland. They get it out. Back comes number 20 for Queensland. Gets it over the point to Mannix. Mannix back to number 77. He fires it off the skates of the New South Wales player down the ice. Nalos in pursuit. He'll take away the icing. Gets to the puck first. Reverses in the corner. Nalos gets it across the crease. Looking for number 19, Colby Schumack on the back door. Back to the front of the net. Behind the net now. Looking for an option. Pinned to the boards by the Queensland defender. Rimmed around the boards. Behind New South Wales, that's number 19. Knocked off his stick as he was actually looking for a change. He'll get the puck over to his D partner and then will now go for a change. Picked off, number 19. Takes the hit, avoids it. Into the zone it goes. Puck up onto the half boards. Queensland pressing here, trying to close this gap. A good pushback after that goal. The 3rd one by Brody in this game. Back down the wing. Fired towards the net, off the glass behind the goal. And out comes Queensland. They get a shot back on their net. That was 29 again, Brody. Surprise, surprise. Lots of pressure on number 9. That's Rimler Jensen. And out comes Queensland. They get it down the ice. That's not going to go far enough for icing. Number 3, he chips it back into the neutral zone. Back comes Brody. He's making a power move to the net. Good poke check by the goaltender, but there to pick up the garbage is number, not sure who that 10. Is, number 10 for New South Wales, Max Boo. That play made possible with the speed of number 29 and the strength to cut to the net. A great poke check by Robinson.
You've got a feel for the goalie there after such a good poke check. Just knowing to pick up that guy coming in.
Yeah, with the speed again, New South Wales.
They've been hard to contain when this line's out.
Yeah, a bit overwhelming. So Boo with the goal. That'll be an assist to Brody. And we've got a whistle. Looks like we might have a penalty call. Or referees are conferring on the far side there. Jake O'Brien and Luke Power.
I will say, I don't think we've mentioned this. Bryce Hodges, the Queensland captain, is missing from the game today.
I just noticed that,
which is a big loss.
I noticed him in civvies, and he was a huge impact in the game last night.
Well, it's both their captain and one of their top point scorers. So obviously missing that leader definitely damages the spirits of Queensland here.
Yep, good pickup. I did see him in civvies earlier.
Let's hope he's back out here for some of the later games.
Yeah, hopefully it's just a niggle and a precaution. Face-off win. Not sure what the whistle was for, but something must have been awry. Stanek, he gets it to the blue line, holds back. Molly was offside. Back in the zone it goes. Up onto the half boards. Clearing pass out of the neutral zone. off of Molly's skate. That goes into the corner. Off to the half boards. Can't pick it up. Molly to the front. Just misses number 44, Partridge. Back to the front of the net. Back to the blue line. Winds up, takes the half clapper. Gets it on goal. Had a chance for the rebound, but cleared by New South Wales. Back off the boards, it's shot. In over the line, Molly. He tries to get the pass into number 19 for Queensland and can't. Good interception, and back comes number 77 for New South Wales, Zill. Behind the goal. Chipped up onto D behind the goal. Back comes Queensland looking for that breakout pass down the middle. Molly, he's muscled off the puck by number 11, Kulinich. Back to the blue line, and out comes New South Wales. They can't chip it past the Queensland player. That's number 20, Haley. Haley working hard to try and get it in, but can't. Queensland deflected the puck down the ice. New South Wales goes back for a big hit in the corner by the Queensland player. A delayed offside. DeGraff has to touch up. Mannix in on the forecheck. It looks like we have a hand pass as the puck was knocked down by the Queensland player and onto the stick of number 24 for Didier Dalgety, and that'll go for a stoppage and a face-off outside the Queensland zone. Face-off, pushed ahead by New South Wales into the Queensland zone. Kicked behind inside the zone by number 21 for New South.
I think that would just about round off this period here.
Yeah, we're getting down to 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1, and that'll do it. The horn goes. And that'll do it for the first period.
Very high scoring period. Although none of the goals were particularly bad let-ins by either keeper. Just a lot of shots.
Good goals, lots of shots. That first line of New South Wales is dominant. Brody with 4 goals and an assist. Queensland, a good bounce back after the third goal, but just couldn't capitalize and close this gap. So 1:43 to go in this break. Yeah, what's your impressions of that period, Finn?
Well, I thought it was definitely some of the better hockey we've seen here over the weekend from both Ginsberg and Tange. There was a lot of really good plays by Queensland. A very hard fighting team, getting it low, even getting reverse hit, a couple of those bouncing back. Just the grit that a lot of these players play with. You don't see that very much, especially in this division. They're definitely fighting hard. They're not out of the game. But really dealing with those top 2 lines from New South Wales just seems to really be an issue. Every time they're on the ice, you feel like something's going to happen, something dangerous.
You compare that to a few years back when you were playing Tange, the level of skill, strength, and speed
it's infinitely
jumped significantly, hasn't it?
I think it's the most obvious thing is just the depth. Back at least when I was playing a couple years ago, you'd have 1 or 2 lines doing everything, but both teams have been running 2-3 lines, and all 3 lines have been very strong on both ends, which is great to see for the sport.
Yeah, and back when Ryan first started playing, as I was saying earlier, basically if you could skate, you were on the state team because the depth just wasn't there, and it's certainly grown leaps and bounds in the last 5 years, 10 years over what it had been.
Well, I hope Queensland keep fighting in this period. I think this will be a crucial one for their game, maybe even their tournament. And it looks like New South Wales are not starting with their Brody line.
So goals in that period: Brody from Boo and Remler Jensen, Molly from Dalgety to tie it, Brody again from Schumack, Brody unassisted, and then Boo from Brody and Remler Jensen to make it 4-1. 2 penalties: Remler Jensen for roughing and Downey for interference. Shots on goal that period: 10-8 in favor of New South Wales. Off the draw. In comes Queensland, looking to cut into this lead. Number 19 for Queensland dumps it into the corner behind the net. Good move by number 44 for Queensland, Partridge. Back into the corner to the blue line it goes. Onto the half boards. Back behind the goal. DeGraff gets it. And out comes New South Wales as they get control over the blue line into the zone. That's number 7 with it. Lowry, he gets it to the net. Good save by the goaltender, Robinson. Queensland back again. Takes it behind the goal to set it up. Up to Stenik. He gets it. Deflects it into the New South Wales zone. He goes for a change. Back comes New South Wales. Looking for that breakout. Off the skate. He can't get control of it. In deep it goes. That's 47. Molly. He chips it up to, I think that's Mannix it is. Fires it into the zone. Just onside is number 24 or 20, Haley, to the front of the net. Well, it goes in behind. That's number 9, Remler Jensen. He's after it. It goes off the skate of the referee. Back into the corner, to the point. Fired towards the net, but blocked. To the front of the net. Again, good save by the goaltender. Big rebound out into the slot. Picked up by Queensland. Down the ice they go. That's Haley. Takes a hit from Brody. Goes for a change as the puck goes deep. Picked up by Mannix. He can't get it as he's checked. And back comes New South Wales. Number 10 for New South Wales. Boo over the line. Back comes Queensland as they get it out over the line. Down the right-hand side. That's number 16, I believe it was, for Queensland. Back into the corner. 19 it is. Stanek. He's battling along the boards with Brody. And out comes Remler Jensen with it. Bumped off the puck by the defense for Queensland. Good steal, and back comes Queensland. That's number 19, Stanek. He gets to the blue line. Over to number 12, Mannix. A shot on goal. It goes into the corner on the rebound. Rimmed around the boards. That's to number 20. He makes a move. Gets it past his man. Good stick by the Queensland forecheck. Back into the zone. That's Molly. He gets it. Can't get it over the line. Does now. Onside. Rippin. Back. Tries to get it back to Molly and can't connect. Queensland looking very strong here as they're penning New South Wales back in their zone. Fired off the pad of the goalie, Scully. And out comes New South Wales. Chipped past Partridge into the behind the net, looking for a breakout as New South Wales is on the exchange. And that evades the stick of number 47, Jack Molly, and that'll go down the ice for icing.
Some really great looks there for Queensland. Good rebounds, just no one on the end of them.
Yeah, that's the thing. They get those first opportunities. They're not getting people to the front of the net to pick up the garbage. And that's how they scored their first goal.
Looks like New South Wales are trying to run a face-off play here.
We'll see if they get that shot off. Face-off win to the boards. Picked up by Queensland and fired behind the goal. Back for it is number 55, Rippin, Sammy Rippin. Back into the zone. Rippin sets it up. Hard pass up the middle. Off the bench comes Mannix. Again, long change in this second period. Players coming onto the ice off the bench are often in the offside position, so they got to be careful of that. Again, back to the center ice area. Number 26 for New South Wales, that's Garris. He gets it to the front of the net, fires it back out in front. Picked off by the stick of Queensland, up onto the boards, off the skate. Mannix, he puts a light bump onto number 19 for New South. Puck goes over the blue line. In comes number 26. Good play by... who's that? Number 42 for Queensland, Oliver Smith. He goes down. Looks like the ref has called a penalty. Is that going to Queensland? I believe it is. And to the box comes number 42, Oliver Smith, and he'll sit for 2 or less. Back on the ice at 8:56. Face-off one back into the corner, pinned against the boards by Zill.
I think that New South Wales will be looking to impress with this power play, with their Ginsberg team watching from behind the net.
Yes, impressing the younger eyes. Back into the zone. New South Wales setting it up. Lowry spins back. D to D. Lowry picks up the return tap pass to the blue line. Good stick by 44 Partridge, and back down the ice it goes. Partridge putting some pressure on. Out comes New South Wales. Good back pressure. Back comes number 22 for New South, Downey. To the blue line. Just kept in by Zill. Makes the move, and puck poked off his stick by Stanek.
Really great sticks here by Queensland, keeping New South Wales out of the zone throughout the power play.
And I see New South Wales is running with their second power play unit. Good play at the blue line to stay on side. Fired towards the net, wide. .30 seconds to go in this power play. New South Wales not really able to generate anything off the shot in front of the net.
That's a fantastic save by the goalkeeper there.
Yeah, good positioning in the butterfly. And number 77 for Queensland had the helmet knocked off, Hunter Boland. He looked really strong in that Queensland game last night.
Yes, very calm defenseman. I've known him for a couple years. Played a Nash camp with him a while ago. He's a very strong skater, very smart player. Very strong defensive core from this Queensland team. Great save again by the goalkeeper.
Again, New South not getting a lot of traffic to the front of the net. Clear view for the goaltender, Robinson, to make the save.
To be fair, with a shot like that, I wouldn't want to be standing in front of it either. So I can't blame them.
Friendly fire. Back to the blue line. Brody, center of the point. Good stick again by Queensland, and they fire it down the ice. 5 seconds to go in this power play. New South sets up behind the goal. And there we go. Penalty's over. All even. Back comes New South Wales over the blue line. Garris takes the shot to the front of the net. Scores! On the back door. Garris found his man. And all he had to do was tap the puck into that open cage. We'll see on the replay here. Just waiting for the replay to come up.
That's a really unfortunate one to concede. Right after the power play ticks out, you still have the after effects of having that man off.
Very effective on the power play, and you can see on the back door, I didn't see who that was, but it was a great pass.
I believe it was Gustav. I could be wrong. But it was a great pass by Tom Garris across.
Face off at center ice. Won by New South Wales. 8:44 to go in the period. 5-1 now for New South Wales. Queensland, frankly, deserves better because they played very well on the penalty kill and even strength with pressure in the New South Wales zone, but just can't bury the puck. Back to the front of the net, tried a hard shot off the short side, high. Looks like we've got another penalty call. That'll go to New South Wales. 2 minutes for slashing as the stick got knocked out of the Queensland player's hands. It's number 22 for New South Wales, Aiden Downey. He'll sit for 2 or less.
It's another wasted penalty for New South Wales. Let's hope Queensland don't capitalize on it.
Back down the ice it goes, rolling. Goaltender Robinson comes out to play it. It goes off his stick, and an easy goal for number 2, Ben McGrath. Unfortunate for the young goaltender as he came out to play it, and it rolled off the back of his stick into the open cage off the stick of McGrath.
A period and a half into a game, the ice is very snowy, and the puck can sometimes roll on its edge like that, and especially with a goalie stick, that's very hard to control. It's good to see his teammates going over, consoling him.
Yeah.
Especially with how good he's been playing before that.
Queensland takes a timeout. Yeah, and I think to a certain extent, the support from the teammates after the goal, he could have benefited from the support before the goal with the defense coming back to support the play.
Yeah,
the defense kind of backed off and waited for the pass to come out.
I think almost the same thing could be said about that backdoor goal off the power play. We had two guys back, but there was no one marking the man. But yet again, New South Wales are a very fast team, so it is hard to keep up with them.
They're very skilled. They get accurate passes right on the tape, and very difficult to defend against that.
Definitely seems like a lot of guys who know how to play with each other. I think that's the biggest thing that stood out to me from that team specifically.
Yep.
Is maybe obviously skilled players on both teams, but more than anything, it's their cohesion that really sticks them out from the rest.
And as you pointed out earlier, they're definitely missing their captain back there on the point and defending, not to mention on the power play. Yeah.
Bryce Hodges is a very good leader as well. Gets the guys going, which is something that you need in an adverse game like this.
8:08 to go, 6-1 now for New South Wales. Queensland still on the power play. That puck gets fired off the arm of Owen Coral, the linesman for this game. Back into the corner. Partridge, he goes down. Back comes number 77 with speed up through the neutral zone, over the blue line. Bolin, he gets it into the corner. New South trying to get it out. And we got another penalty call. New South Wales again, I think, for cross-checking.
Seems to be off the play there in front of the net.
Yeah, I think it was behind the play. Good call by the referee to pick that one up.
That's something that you don't see a lot, the cross-checks and battles in front of the net. Lots of referees let it go, but I do believe that cross-checking in front of the net is one of the things that needs to be called more often.
2-minute minor, cross-check.
There we go.
Just got to be prepared for that. Got to be prepared for the ref mic that is now enacted and give him the chance to make the call. 5-on-3, the power play for 1 minute and 16 seconds.
I'd love to see some more enthusiastic callings of the penalty by the refs. They've been very conventional at the moment, but I'm hoping they'll break out from their shell as the tournament
maybe they
goes
should watch Wes McCauley a bit more often.
That'd be a good laugh.
Off the skate of Molly, back into the zone. Comes New South Wales off the chest of the goaltender Robinson as he makes the save.
Goaltender switch here. We have,
yes, we have in goal Kayla Arthur. As out comes Robinson to give him a bit of a break.
It's really important making that first save when you step on the ice, especially coming on in front of another goalie, so that's really good to see.
Yeah, and no warm-up, feeling that puck on the chest. Back comes Queensland. 4-on-1, hard shot, high and over the net. Looking for that top shelf goal. Back comes New South Wales.
Another fantastic save from Kayla Arthur there.
And guess who? Number 29, Brody, in all alone. Pinned to the boards. He'll be happy to do this. Killing valuable seconds off these power plays. 6:17 is when the first penalty's off. Stretch pass up the left side to number 42. McGrath, he gets it, and New South Wales has the stick knocked out of his hands, and Queensland will be coming to the box for slashing. That's number 42 for Queensland.
A real unfortunate sequence for Queensland there.
Oliver Smith comes down to visit.
4-on-1 was a very unlucky one.
It was.
I will say you can't hear everything from the commentator's box, but there definitely wasn't as much communication as you would like to see there.
Yeah, well, you know what we talk about in practice. Communicate, communicate, communicate. And it's not just about yelling. It's letting your teammate know where you're going to be.
Exactly.
2 seconds left on the first penalty to New South Wales. It'll still be 5-on-4 until that expires, and then 4-on-4 for 33 seconds before New South will go on a brief power play. Out comes Queensland. That first penalty's over. 4-on-4 hockey. Number 11, Stolly. Oh, that gets under the pad. And the goaltender, Stolly, traps that puck, and that had a chance. Great shot, hard and on the ice.
Well, we can give the goaltender credit. Say that was a trapped shot, no rebound coming out from that. Great shot, though. It's good turnaround for Queensland there.
New South with the last change. Tried to make a late one. Queensland did. Couldn't. Down the ice it goes. Wide of the goaltender. Remler Jensen, he's back for it. Gets it to the front of the net. Good stick by the Queensland defense. And back they come. Still 4-on-4. Another 10 seconds, 6 seconds. And then New South will go to a brief power play. Behind the goal, the penalty's over. Behind the defense, Boyd comes out onto the ice. Out comes New South. 4:19 is when he's on the ice. 1:10 to go in the power play. Chip down to the point. That'll be offside. And that's a late hit. Remler Jensen, he'll go to the box, I would think. That's a late hit on number 19 for Victoria, Jackson Stanek. And he just gets into the offside position over the blue line. So that should bring the face-off back into the New South Wales zone.
That's another undisciplined penalty by New South Wales. You know, they are a very strong team, but I think when it comes down to it, especially come finals, I think these undisciplined penalties may bite them in the butt.
Yeah, special teams, as we saw in a few games this tournament and in the DeFreeze, have really come back to bite teams.
Well, they'll always get better as the tournament goes on as well. So that's something to be warned of. Here comes Ruben Nalos.
4-on-4 hockey. Nalos takes it deep into the zone. Back to the blue line. Boyd takes the shot. That goes wide. Number 26 for New South, Garras. Back to number 19, and out comes Queensland. Down the right side. Hard shot. Rebound there briefly. Stolly smothers it for a stoppage.
Looks like Loden Brody's got some words for his teammates here. Very vocal on the ice today so far, which is what you want to see from your captain. I think that New South have been coordinating these face-offs a lot more than the other team, which has been helping them out.
Face-off win by New South on the breakout. Nalos down the ice, goes to the left, hard to the net. Can't get the one-handed shot to go. 10 seconds to go in the power play. Over the blue line. Molly takes the shot, high and wide. 2 seconds, 1 second. On he goes, Smith to the box, to the front of the net. Great save by the goaltender, Arthur. Back comes Queensland. They've got a mini break and just can't pick up the puck. Back for it is Nalos. Queensland on a brief power play. On the forecheck, and number 19, Stanek. He'll take a boarding call.
You have to feel for number 19 there.
Yeah, just
forechecking, applying the pressure, and just got him from the wrong angle.
Yeah, he just turned his back and showed the numbers. And 19, Stanek, comes to the box for 2 or less.
Seems to be a lot of penalty trouble in this second period here.
Yeah, 4-on-4 for the next 38 seconds until the New South Wales penalty ends. Face-off comes back into the Queensland zone to the right of Arthur. Puck win by Queensland. They fired out down the ice. Might have forgotten that it is 4-on-4 quickly. To the net, hard, is the alternate captain. Manick jumps it down back into the corner. He's in after it. To the front of the net, number 20 takes a shot right into the glove.
It's almost like the goalie knew where the shot was coming. Just held it out, straight in.
Perfect positioning, eh?
Great break by Haley there. Good battle behind the net. Good forecheck as well.
18 seconds to go in the New South Wales penalty. off the draw. They win the draw. Out into the neutral zone, over the blue line. Setting it up, chip pass. No, it doesn't get past the New South Wales player. Good save again by Arthur off the blocker. Out into the neutral zone comes the puck. Brody, he circles back. Into the zone, looks for an opening, and Arthur is equal to the task. She smothers it for a stoppage.
Been really impressed by Kate Arthur in net, especially coming in cold. That's something that goalies will always tell you about. But she's been really solid. Making 5 or 6 saves already.
Minute and 17 to go in the power play. Back to the blue line. Deflected wide. Queensland, they're looking for the breaking player on the penalty kill. DeGraff to the front of the net, off the mask of Arthur. And Queensland pick it up, and down they come. Fired it behind DeGraff into the zone. And that's called as icing. And Queensland on the penalty kill. So that puck face-off will come back to center ice. There's just a bit of forgetfulness there on the part of the Stripes, and blew the call down, not realizing that it was no longer 4-on-4.
Quick to correct the mistake, though.
Yep. No material impact on the game, although Queensland was rushing. Good stick again by the Queensland defense. Back into the zone, fired up to the blue line and out. 30 seconds to go in the power play. Good job keeping himself on side was number 22 for New South, Downey. Puck comes back to the blue line, slap shot, looking for that deflection in the front. Back to the blue line it comes. And Downey, he takes it back into his zone.
Unconventional tape job by Downey there.
10 seconds to go. Over the blue line, that's offside. 2:02, 4 seconds left in the power play. And that'll do it for that power play. Another 4 seconds before Stanek comes out of the box.
I don't know whether it's been poor power play or a great penalty kill from both teams, but they've been stuck in a stalemate even throughout all this penalty trouble.
Face off just outside the blue line. Won by Queensland into the zone. Down they come. Stanek back off out of the penalty box to the bench. Mannix goes on. 1:49 to go in the period. 6-1 for New South Wales. New South behind the goal. Strong forecheck by Queensland. Gets back to the front of the net. Dalgety over to 81. He gets a shot that goes wide. Behind the goal. Mannix, he reverses. 44, Partridge, he can't catch up to it. Into the blue line, and out comes New South. Breakaway pass, number 59 goes down the ice, takes the shot. Right into the glove of Arthur. Another good save by the young goaltender. 24-13 shots on goal so far. Face off to the left. Won by New South, back to the blue line. Fired in by number 11, Kulinich, behind the goal. Good pressure by the defense. Number 77, Hunter Boland, as he pins his man to the board, and out comes Queensland to the blue line, but not out. Mawley can't get it. Now he gets it on his stick, chips it past the New South Wales defense, and knocks his man down, trying to make the check. Back goes New South Wales, reverses behind the goal, 39 seconds to go. Pinching in at the blue line, Queensland gets it to the front of the net, off the skate of number 20, back to the blue line, back into the corner. Haley, he missed it. Mawley, he picks it up, gets it behind the net to Haley, takes the shot, trying to get the rebound off the back of the goaltender. And out it comes, number 7, down the left side. He cuts to the net, gets the puck high, but Arthur equal to that task. as number 7, Taj Lowry, had that partial breakaway down the left side and the one-handed backhand into the chest protector.
Another couple great shots from Queensland there over that last minute. But they do seem to be playing a lot around the net, not going to it, which is not what you want to be doing in a 6-1 game.
Yeah, they got to get that chaos, that traffic to
Big
the
bodies.
net.
They've got the big bodies for it as well.
Yeah, face off where puck comes out of the zone. That'll do it for this period. 6-1 the score. 24-14 shots on goal. We'll take a bit of a break for the ice cut. We'll be back at the start of the third with the second period summary and the face-off for the third period for Finley Gordon. Cass Edwards on the production team and Riley Langell on the camera. This is Chris Langell. We'll see you then. Welcome back to Cockburn Ice Arena, folks. Chris Langell along with Finley Gordon bringing you this exciting contest between Queensland and New South Wales. Even though the score is 6-1 for New South Wales, it has been a good game. Queensland fairly effective in countering the attack other than that first line of New South Wales and creating opportunities. Looking to get the play closer. Finn, your impressions of that second period?
I think both teams are leaving the second period behind now. You know, TANGE is a tournament, and that means a lot of the teams will be playing this period by period. I think both teams right here now are just coming out, trying to play well and trying to build on something for the next game.
No scoring that second period. No, I just don't have it updated. Sorry, 2 goals in that second period. Esports desk isn't very smart. Got to do all the work for it. In on goal, that's Remler Jensen. He gets the puck, scores. As he breaks in the left side, beats the defense, and lifts the puck just over the shoulder of Arthur to make it 7-1.
Just a difference in tempo there. Started 3 steps behind the defenseman, ended up 3 steps in front of him. That's just the player that he is.
Remler Jensen.
First line causing issues once again.
And they're still out there. Well, false start on the draw. As the 2 players on the far side encroached on the face-off circle. That last period, Remler Jensen from Garris and Brody and McGrath from Elford and Lowry to make it 6-1. And back comes New South Wales again into the zone, off the boards to the blue line, and that bounces into the Queensland bench. Brody trying to convince the linesman that it should be inside, but he was clearly outside the blue line.
I don't know if the camera picked that up, but that hit his stick and went off his cage and out. So it's a really unfortunate bounce for him to start off with.
Yeah. Won by Brody over onto the wing. Queensland, they pick it up, chip it down the ice. On this fresh ice, that's going to go all the way for icing. And penalties that second period. Smith to Queensland for slashing. Downey to New South Wales for slashing. Hearn for cross-checking. Smith for slashing. Remler Jensen, unsportsmanlike conduct. And Stanek for boarding. Shots on goal 14-6 in favor of New South Wales. 24-14 so far in the game. Now 25-14 with that goal by Remler Jensen off the face-off in the third period. Behind the net, to the front, takes the shot. Right into the chest of the goaltender. Stolly as Molly can't beat Stolly in front. Well, that was, Molly took that shot from the slot.
I know Jack Molly, and I know Jack Molly will be kicking himself after that one. What a great setup by his teammates. Good strength here from Queensland, though.
To the front of the net, off of the back, I think, of Molly. Back comes New South Wales looking for that stretch pass. Picked up by number 26, Garras. He goes in behind the net with it. Drops it off. Back to the front of the net for the one-timer. He scores. Beautiful little play.
Ruben Nalos with the goal there. Fantastic one-timer. Across the goal. Goalie had nothing on it.
Feed out front by Sumac. That's the second or third time he's made that pass from behind the goal or behind the goal line in front.
I think Garris was on the second assist as well, which he was for one of the earlier goals as well.
Yeah, so...
we've been talking a lot about the first line, but their second line is just as strong here.
Yep. 8-1 the score. Queensland trying to close this deficit. Certainly the effort is there. Knocked back into the zone. Out comes New South. Zill checked in front. Downey checked in front. Down the ice goes the puck. And that's going to go for icing. His back for it is number 11, Kuladic.
Seems that Queensland are playing very frantic, getting the puck down the ice. I think it's not the start that they were after. 2 quick goals in the period.
Yeah, New South using their speed again and pinpoint passing. Face-off win by New South, but Queensland recover. Down the ice it goes. Lupton fires it down into the zone. Mannix in pursuit. They get some changes in. Battle behind the net. 2 Queensland players on the New South player. Good stick in the neutral zone. Back comes number 77, a hard shot, and that goes right into the glove of Arthur. She's been sharp since she's come in, despite those 2 quick goals by New South Wales.
It's a great save right above the pad there. Good shot by Zill coming into the zone.
Face-off win back into the corner by number 77, Queensland. He tries to bring it out. Good stick by New South Wales. That's 77 Zill trying to get it to the front of the net.
Great physicality from Rippon behind the net.
Down the wing, dumped in, goes for a change. That's the alternate captain, number 20, Haley, back into the Queensland zone. Partridge back with it. He gets it up onto the board. Tap back to Partridge. Looking for that pass up onto the wing to Stanek. He takes a light bump and dumps it deep into the zone. Back forward number 3, Elford, into the corner. Big hit to the front of the net. Back for it goes Stanek. Back to the blue line. Boland takes the shot, looking for the deflection. Good shot. Molly behind the net. He battles with the New South Wales player, number 11, I think that was, Kulinich. And New South Wales, they dump it down the ice. And number 37, Nalos, will beat out the icing. But not the defensive clearance as Queensland gets it out of the zone. Rippon with the play. Back behind the goal. D to D. Chipped and missed to the front of the net. Back comes 42, Oliver Smith. He comes into the zone. Good work by Dougherty to keep off onside. He goes to the behind the net, chips it back. Good toe drag to avoid the check. That's number 2. He fires it out into the middle of the ice. In comes number 7 to Lowry behind the goal. Up around the blue line. Downey keeps it in. Queensland, Haley, he gets it out. He'll go in one-on-one, tries to make a move, 1-on-4 now. And back comes New South Wales as Queensland was changing. Tap pass. Stanek, he comes onto the ice, just avoids the touching the puck until the player going off had left the ice surface. Back behind the goal. Again, a battle for it. Good stick at the blue line by Mannix. Temporary delayed offside. Negated. Back comes Queensland into the zone. A battle. And number 54 gets his stick up. Or 59, I think that is. For New South Wales.
Seems like the physicality in this game's stepping up. Happens a lot at the end of the games like this when they're not very close. Teams want to show that they're still in the game. Use the body, frustration comes out, and New South Wales seem to be buying into it.
Yeah, so number 59 for New South, Declan Downey, will go to the box. We'll see what the call is, whether it's roughing or cross-checking or high-sticking. Any one of the 3 is a possibility. We'll get the call from the referee.
New South Wales, 59, 2 minutes for roughing.
It's a roughing call.
It's another roughing call for the game.
I don't know. There was a lot of stick in the face mask involved on that play.
I feel like it's one of those calls where it's almost interchangeable. Give him a roughing, give him a high stick.
Yeah.
Both 2-minute minors.
Now at this level, is there a separate call for checking to the head that you're aware of?
I know that checking to the head is one thing, but it's very difficult to get a head checking call when it's off the puck like that. They usually tend to call it interference, roughing, so on. I think he went down a bit hard for what it was.
Yeah.
But definitely a foul play.
Face off to the right of Stawley.
It's another set play off the face-off from New South Wales.
Looking for Brody. And he goes in. He gets hauled down. He'll draw a penalty. Back to the front of the net. Hard to the net. Loose puck. Queensland touches it. And to the box will come the defenseman going back on the back check. Referee looking for a number. And he just points to somebody and picks them out of the pile. Holding.
There was definitely a hold on the play. I didn't see what number it was, though. I will say the New South Wales team and their set plays off the face-off have just been instrumental in this game.
81 white, 2 minutes holding.
So 81 white, Alex DeGraff coming to the box for 2 or less. 10:13 to go in this period.
Started from a bum play out to Schumack on the wing and then back to Brody through the middle. Let's see what sort of play they run off the face-off here.
The play to lose the face-off, I guess.
Well, I'm sure they were planning something else. I'd hope.
Good draw by Queensland, and they get control of it in their zone. Harassed. Taken into the boards as boo by Molly here right in front of our penalty box location.
It looks like New South Wales are using a set 4-on-4 line here. Likely trying stuff out.
Yeah, with the lead, it's a good time to try and experiment with things.
Definitely. With so many games left to play.
Back to Lou and a hard shot. That gets deflected over the net. And that'll come for a face-off.
That came off his stick with some pace, though.
Yeah, that was hard. Hard shot. Not sure when the New South Wales penalty expires. Looked like it was at 52 seconds, but with the penalty time clock glitching, it's hard to say. We know that the Graf is on the ice at 8:13. Scores! Off the broken play. I was looking towards the...
that was a snipe by Colby Schumack. Crossed the goalie's shoulder into the top left.
Wait a sec. No, you're not on yet. It's 4-on-4. And you can see here Schumack just rips it top shelf over the goaltender's shoulder.
That's following up the play. Great skate by Boo. Drops it back. Or it doesn't drop it back. It's a poke check, but then follow up from Colby.
Yeah,
that's a great shot. That's a great shot.
That was a perfectly placed shot and top shelf. And always the risk of those shots, if you do miss, it's off the glass and back down the ice.
And no one likes to back check those. No.
Queensland in the attacking zone. 8:13 will be when the Queensland penalty expires. New South Wales just before that. Back into the neutral zone. Rippon, he fires it in. Waiting for the New South Wales players' penalty to be over. They'll go on a brief power play. Zill, he can't get it past the stick of Molly. Dumped in on goal. New South Wales penalty's over. 7 seconds in the Queensland penalty. Ready to go. Onto the ice goes DeGraff. He gets right into the play. 5-on-5 hockey. Down the ice, that gets fired. That'll go for icing.
I think New South are arguing that he could have skated. I don't know how fast New South think the player was, but that's one that catches the team off when you got a player coming out of the box. Used to icing the puck on the penalty kill.
Face off back to the left.
I think if there's one thing that Queensland can be commended for, it's their continuous effort despite the score. Every time they come down, come on the ice, they come with a speed and aggression, and that's great to see.
Good pressure in the zone. Queensland still forechecking, haven't given up on this game. Just trying to make it respectable, win the third period. I don't think that's going to happen. Puck bounces to the front of the net. Good chance, reverses behind the goal. Taken out by Remler Jensen. Jensen, he gets control of it. A perfect textbook check with taking the body and getting his stick on stick and puck and taking the puck away. Out to the blue line. Zill, he makes the move, just chips it into the zone, and he'll go for a change. Out comes Hearn, McConnell, and Downey. And that gets fired down the ice, and Queensland will have the puck brought back into their zone as it's called for icing.
That's the boards at this rink. There's not a lot of bounce on them, so if you're making a pass off them, you've really got to put it against them. I don't think the Queensland or New South players have adapted to that yet.
Yeah, you got to really use a very sharp angle to get it to bounce true. Off the face-off, false start, but DeGraff gets taken down by number 7, Lowry. Face-off win by Queensland. They get it behind the goal. Number 7, he chips it up onto the boards, looking for his man at the blue line. That's number 81 with it. DeGraff, he swings around, gets it back to the D. Oh, and just missing it is number 24, Dalgety. He gets it out into the neutral zone. New South Wales recovers back into their zone. Delayed offside. Good work by number 87 for Queensland, Mason Lumpton, to prevent the offside. New South Wales picks it up, but good stick by Queensland. Back to the blue line. Queensland player taken down in front of the goal. Back to the blue line, and out comes New South. Down the left wing. After him is Smith. He is going to take a penalty as he slashed the New South Wales player.
That's a retaliation from the extracurriculars in front of the net down there.
Yeah, certainly
I think he
something.
felt definitely hard done by.
And Smith comes back to the box for 2 or less.
42 Queensland, 2 minutes for slashing.
As you're right, I think that little activity in front of the goal fired him up a bit.
Well, it's in games like these where it's the game's all but over.
Back to the blue line, New South. Fired off the post by Brody, as they still have their number 1 power play unit on there. At least Brody back on the point. And Remler Jensen.
I think it's just preparing for the next game, so they want to get their power play working, especially with how many penalties they seem to be drawing.
Into the zone it goes. Brody. Cleared by Queensland. Back into the New South zone. 5:37 to go. 1:30 in this power play. Dumped into the zone by Stanek. Picked up behind the goal, New South Wales. Down the wing they come. Number 9, Remler Jensen into the corner. To the front of the net. Tries to get it across. New South Wales fired it wide. Jamming it to the front of the net. Picked up by Remler Jensen. 40 seconds to go in the power play. New South moving it around well. Off the stick of Molly, he breaks down the middle. Remler Jensen muscles him off the puck. Takes it back into the zone. Waiting for his teammates to set up. Brody, he winds up, gets some speed up to the blue line to Nalos. He takes it in. Cuts to the front of the net. The puck is loose. Good save by Arthur. As the Queensland defense didn't like that, neither did Arthur. She got the blocker up.
What's going on here? Rippon comes to the box.
Rippon not happy as he battles with the linesman, comes to the box.
I think that's always a confusing one.
Give it a rest. 55 Queensland, 2 minutes for roughing.
So Queensland takes the penalty.
I've got to say, everything from his accent to his style and his playing style, Rippon definitely reminds me of his older brother Miko, who's currently playing for the Brisbane Lightning in the AIHL.
Face
Always
off
have to back
outside
up the
zone.
goalie in situations like that.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's the right thing to do is not the question. Big D man.
5-on-3 for the next 19 seconds.
Looks like PP2 come out.
They take it back into the zone. Smith getting ready to come out of the box. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. And that goes off the post. 5 seconds left in that first penalty. Then Smith will come out of the box. New South will have to watch the player coming out of the box and be aware. Queensland loses the draw. Back to the blue line. Out comes Smith.
5-on-4 for a minute 30, or a minute 40, should I say.
Good stick to deflect the puck out into the neutral zone. That's number 81, DeGraff. Back comes New South. That's Zill. He gets it over the blue line. DeGraff, he chips it out of the zone. Down the ice. Back comes New South. They just misfired on that play. Back down the ice it goes. One minute to go in this power play. Back comes New South Wales. Over the red, over the blue, into the zone. That's number 7.
Got to say,
Lowry.
both PP1 and PP2 from New South Wales seem to have sorted out their breakouts very well, which is doing them a lot of favors. Great save again by the goalkeeper.
A bit deep in her net, but made the save nonetheless. A little bit of argy-bargy there in the corner. Off the board, screen shot. That goes wide. Kept in at the blue line, New South Wales. They get it behind the goal. Back onto the corner. That's number 10 with it. Boo. Good check on Downey as it goes down the ice. A little bit behind the back play there. Good stick again by Queensland. Rippin out of the box, all even. Down into the zone. And it looks like too many men on the ice for New South Wales. I believe it was. Caught with the extra player. And it is. Too
It's
many
always
men on the
difficult
ice.
when you've got power play guys coming off. People tell you you're taking people that you're not used to taking. Can get confusing on the bench.
Yeah, the lines get jumbled up a bit, and one person goes on. I know that's happened to me a couple times in Summer League.
Tell me more about it.
Especially not being used to playing lines and referees for 25 years. So,
To be fair, Summer League's not the most organized league. Definitely not the level of this, I'll tell you that much.
absolutely not. You get old grunts like me trying to stand up out there.
I'm getting up there with you, Chris, don't worry.
Yeah, right. Behind the goal, New South Wales brings it out. They're on the penalty kill. Down the ice comes Remler Jensen. He cuts the outside, cuts hard to the net. Can't get it in. Back to the blue line. New South Wales working on this power kill, putting the pressure on. Fire towards the net. And Arthur freezes it for a face-off to her left. Minute 59 to go in this game. 9-1 the score. Queensland on the power play.
Some really interesting preparation for the New South coaching staff. I don't mind the idea of practicing your PK in games like this, but it seems that these guys already know what they're doing. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I believe if you shoot the puck and it doesn't hit anything and it goes straight out to the netting as an attacker, it's no longer outside the zone on the face-off.
That's correct.
Which I think Brody was arguing for.
Yeah, some people don't realize that rule was changed.
And the net, I think they have a delay of game penalty off the defensive. That's a very unfortunate one for Jack Molly there. I believe that hit the glass where the netting is.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Queensland, 2 minutes for delay game.
No, it's not Molly, is it?
No, it's
number 42. Smith coming to the box. That evens things up. They'll go 4-on-4 for the next minute and 27 seconds. Minute 51 to go in the period. Back to the blue line. Remler Jensen, hard shot on goal.
Oh,
that's smothered. Bit of a slash on the hands by Brody after the play.
Seems that tempers are flaring between teams, even with only a minute left on the clock. But that's what makes this sport so great. The emotion behind it.
That's right, back to the blue line. Good block by Queensland. They're going back for it. Remler Jensen, he shimmies and avoids his man. That's number 12, Mannix. Behind the goal, Brody, he gets it up onto the wing. Skating onto it, number 2. Just avoids the trek. Good play by Boland. That goes down the ice. Back down the ice comes Brody. Down the middle of the ice. He attacks down the right side. Cuts back towards the middle. Off the blocker of the goaltender. A good save there.
I think that's just Brody using his speed again to burn through the Queensland defenders. Back up to Gustav. Shot. That's another goal from Brody and Gustav Remler-Jensen. Right in the top left corner. Not much the goalie can do about it, even after such a great save on the breakaway. I've got to say that's another 5+ point game from Brody and probably Gustav as well. That's a very strong performance from New South, particularly their first and second lines today. But their whole team has really been crisp passing, good shooting, and playing very hard and physically. I'm sure the coaching staff will be pleased.
Yeah, no shortcuts. Don't want to get into bad habits in a lopsided game. Face-off win by New South Wales. 50 seconds to go. Stopped at the blue line. That's number 87, Lupton. He dumps it deep and chases after it. 4-on-4. New South Wales. Their penalty is over with 24 seconds to go. Offside.
Just takes it offside.
33 seconds to go in this third period. 10-1 the score.
Well, although it is 10-1, it definitely doesn't feel like it should have been. 37 to 16 shots. Definitely not that much of a beating, at least in terms of the shots.
Well, they're quality shots for sure. Back into the zone it goes, waved off.
Great goalkeeping from both sides as well, from all 3 goalkeepers that have played today.
Yeah, there's been some saves of the spectacular variety. Face-off in the New South Wales zone. New South Wales penalty over. Won by New South Wales. They chip it up to the blue line. Down the ice it goes. Back for it is Rippon. He circles back into the zone. Clears it. Doesn't get it out. Onside to the blue line. Good stick by the New South Wales player. Back into the zone. He's got a player breaking to the net. Good play by number 55 for Queensland. Chipped to the blue line, and that'll do it. The final horn goes. And New South Wales victorious over Queensland. A really good effort by the Queensland squad.
I've got to say, great start for New South Wales at this 2025 Sydney TANGE tournament. That's 2 very, very convincing wins to start off the tournament. And that's got to have them feeling good, especially given the way that they've been playing. No shortcuts, as you said. Physical, smart, and crisp.
Both the power play and the penalty kill looking very strong.
That being said, I do think Queensland were hard done by the score.
Yeah.
37 shots, even at good ones, I think that Queensland were unlucky not to have a couple more. Stoley was really great in net. And yeah, I think once they get Bryce Hodges back, that will be a big lift to the team spirits.
Absolutely. 4 goals in that third period. Remler Jensen from Brody at 14:43. Nalos from Schumack and Garris at 13:50. Then Schumack from Boo at 9:18. Remler Jensen again from Brody and Schumack at 1:01. Final score 10-1 for New South Wales over Queensland. Shots on goal in that period 13-2, so a bit more dominant for New South Wales that period than the first two. Over a 3-period total, 37-16. They were 0 for 7 on the power play, interestingly enough, according to the stats here. Does that make sense? We'll have to check that later. 0 for 7 for Queensland as well. And final score 10-1. With that, we will take a break. We'll come back after this game for the next game in the Ginsburg tournament between Queensland and New South Wales at 3:45 p.m.
Back-to-back Queensland, New South Wales games. Different divisions though.
Yeah. And according to my watch here, that's a minute away. So I think we're a bit
slightly behind
schedule.
schedule.
So after the ice cut, this is Chris Langell for Finley Gordon. Thank you so much for joining me in the box. You're welcome anytime, Finn. Cassandra Edwards and Riley Langell on the camera. We'll take a break and we'll see you for the start of the next game.
Thanks, Chris. Great being here.